Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Deuce, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Deuce's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give him while we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. Correction that we give is a tug and let go to the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Deuce has been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Deuce is seated on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first command they'll demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Deuce take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Deuce heel, and then you start walking and he'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. Now we've also gone ahead and incorporated our sit command into this, so anytime Fred stops his feet, Deuce will sit. There's an example of it. Now it's important when you're heeling Deuce that he walks at your pace on your left-hand side without pulling ahead or lagging behind. If he did attempt to pull ahead or lag behind, say no, give a tug and let go correction to his training collar, repeat the command to heel, and then start walking again. Now the next command they're going to be demonstrating is our stay command, which is a hand and voice command. Fred uses the open flat of his left palm an inch or so from Deuce's muzzle in the one-word command to stay. He walks out to the end of the training leash. This is a good exercise to practice to build up self-control in Deuce. You can start practicing this one at about a minute's time and work your way up in increments until you get to about 3 minutes. Now as Fred returns back to Deuce, he's going to walk all the way around him, providing an added distraction as he goes behind, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Deuce holds that sit-stay throughout. Fred gave him some praise and then heeled him right out of it. He's going to show you a little more of the heel, sit, and stay as he goes around here. Stops his feet. Deuce sits. He's going to give him the stay again, and back out to the end of the training leash. Now this time he'll give him a minute to hold this position, and then he'll demonstrate our come or recall command instead of returning back to Deuce. Calls Deuce in using his name. He's going to come in, sit in front of Fred. Then we have an exercise called the finish. Fred's going to heel him right around the back of him and get him right back to that left-hand side heel position, and he sits. He'll demonstrate that recall one more time. He's in a sit. He gives him a stay, out to the end of the training leash. Gives him a second to hold it, and then calls him in. Deuce gets up, comes right into Fred, sits in front, and then the finish. Fred heels him right around the back of him and gets him right back to that left-hand side heel position, and he sits. This is a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands with Deuce about 15 to 20 minutes a day. You can practice inside or outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine with him. And next up they're going to be showing you our down commands. The first one is going to be down from a heel position. Fred uses the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down. He then gives him a stay and walks out to the end of the training leash. This is another great exercise to build up that self-control in Deuce. You can start practicing this one at about 3 minutes time and work your way up in increments until you get to about 5 minutes. Now as Fred returns back to Deuce, he's going to walk all the way around just as he did on the sit stay and right back to that left-hand side heel position. He holds that down throughout, and Fred heels him right out of it. We'll show you that down again when he comes back around. And you see Deuce is doing very well, but if for any reason he does not respond to one of your commands or he breaks a stay, the first word out of your mouth is always no, followed by a tug and let go correction to the training collar, and then you want to repeat the command you'd given him. He's going to have him in a sit. Gives him the down again, and a stay, and back out to the end of the training leash. And this time he'll give him a minute to hold this position, and then he'll demonstrate that come or recall command right out of the down position. Calls him in, Deuce gets right up, comes into Fred, sits in front, and then the finish again. He heels him right around the back of him, and gets him right back to that left-hand side heel position. Nicely done. Alright, we'll give them a second to get lined up for our final command, which will be down from a distance. This will be the down from a distance. You're going to have Deuce in a sit, give him a stay, walk out to the end of your training leash. Now, this is the only time you use your right hand to give the command. and Fred will drop him into a down from the end of the training leash. He then returns back to him one more time by walking all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Nice job. Alright, we've demonstrated for you the obedience commands we've worked on with Deuce while here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Deuce, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.